If you're a coach getting good results, posting content, but your DMs are dead, this is probably why. You're writing like a coach talking at the internet instead of a human posting to one specific person. That's why you're getting likes, high fives, gassing up your lifts, people saying they love your stuff, but almost never, holy shit, that's me. This is exactly what I've been dealing with, and I've been watching your stuff for months. I'd really love for you to be my coach. Today I'm going to fix that, and by the end of this video, you'll know how to speak to your best clients so they literally think, this is freaky, he's literally talking about me. What's up? It's Coach Dylan. This is part two of our UnInvisible series, going from the best kept secret to the obvious choice for your next best client. Just a quick recap of what we covered in part one. And if you haven't watched that, make sure you go back and do that because this will really line up with this podcast. We use a simple filter called WHAC. Okay, this filter allows you to go through this exact list and say, are these clients the people I want to work with? WHAC stands for W, willing. Okay, H, have money. A, accessible, and C, consistent. This allows you to identify your best clients and not just anyone with a pulse and a credit card. Then you wrote two lines. My best clients are. If I filled my roster with only these two people, my life would improve because those two lines are really powerful. Make sure you fill them out because if you haven't done that yet, this will still land, but it'll make it 10 times harder if you already know who your best client actually is. It'll actually make this podcast 10x better. So go and do that. Today is step two, how to talk so that person feels like you're in their head. That's why step one's so important. If you understand exactly who they are, now I'm going to show you how to talk to them so that they can show up over and over and over again. We're going to walk through three big pieces, a simple three-part content check, person, story, gift bag, how to build a language bank so you stop guessing their words, a simple proof and story engine so people like them see themselves winning, and let's get into it. So most coaches I speak to are not lazy. Okay, they're training hard. They're already posting tips, workouts, form breakdowns, motivation, climb wins, and what you get is a few likes, good stuff, bro. The odd comment. Okay, but what you really get is that's literally me. This is exactly what I'm stuck with. I've been watching you stuff for ages, and I'm finally ready to work with you in terms of coaching. So what you do is you blame the algorithm. Okay, you say, "Oh, Instagram's changed, whatever. I can't post carousels, blah blah blah." Your consistency. Okay, or you go hunting for the next viral hook template. But nine times out of 10, the real issue is much, much simpler. I have clients who have got 2 to 3 thousand followers and are getting clients for $1,000 a month right now. This is high performance, like their program is really dialed in, but because of their content, speaking to the exact person, they're charging, 5 to 3 times more than the average online personal trainer. So when you're not writing to a person, you're writing to everyone. And so the content ends up accurate. So when you're not writing to a person, you're writing to everyone. Okay, and so your content ends up accurate, technically solid, but emotionally dead. And that's the big driver. Your best clients scroll past you because they don't hear themselves. And so principle number one that we're going to fix today is person. Okay, who is this actually for? If you mess this up, nothing actually matters. And so if you start a video or a post with, hey guys, if you want to get fitter, stronger, and healthier, it's over before it even starts. That might have worked back in 2019. And I know this because I've been an online coach for over 9 years and I've been coaching in person for over 13 years. And so I've seen it all, and it definitely does not work in 2026. Before you write anything, answer this. Which version of my best client is this for right now? Picture it in your head. Okay, so you got a client on a timeline. They've got where they were, where they want to be, and then they got little steps along the way. Where are you speaking to them right now? What are they already thinking about today? Okay, in their own words. What are they already thinking about today in their own words? Examples. Women who are 25 to 40 who already lift 2 to 3 times a week but can't stick to their nutrition. Okay, field sport athletes who train hard but keep falling apart in season. Maybe they're doing training that looks good on paper but terrible in practice. Um, this could also be, strength athletes who are going through sciatic issues and are really stuck and are like wanting, everybody's telling them to take time off. Their physio said you can't train, you can't lift heavy. But you know that giving the right dosage, you can actually help these people through. If you can't say this is for who in very specific situation, you're not ready to hit that post just yet. Instead of, if you want to lose fat without giving up carbs, say, if you're a mum who lifts 3 times per week and nails it Monday to Thursday, then blows up every weekend, cool. All of a sudden, that emotional connection is right there. Instantly, your best client leans in. What you've also got to do, and this is something that we go deep on inside of craft, is going where no one else is. And that one statement that I just said there, if you're a mum who lives 3 times per week and nails it Monday to Thursday, then blows up every single weekend, there's a lot of coaches saying that similar thing. Now, if you are a mum coach and you are a mum and you have had that story of blowing up Monday to Thursday, that's going to hit 10 times harder. It makes you the perfect coach for that person because no one can replicate you. If I was to say that, it doesn't quite hit as hard. But if I was to adjust that slightly so that it stands out a little bit more, it'd be something like this. If you find that if you find that you're the most driven, hardest worker in the room, but every single weekend you find that you're just blowing your progress by going out, drinking, doing all of these things that just hold you back, and you know it does, then this isn't a program issue. This isn't a nutrition issue. This is something with your identity, and I can help fix that today. Okay, so when we go deeper or when we go into this higher level stuff, we find clients that are really ready to change. It's exactly what my client Lee is doing, and that's how he's getting his $1,000 to $1,500 per month clients, okay, with this sort of stuff. So here's a little mini lesson for you. Okay, so think about specific person, specific pattern, specific language. What are your best clients telling you? Then we have a broad person, broad language, broad results. And if we look at that, okay, before your next post, write this at the top of your post when you're writing out your scripts. This is for avatar, so specific person who is currently struggling with one problem, specific problem, and what is the specific language that they are using in when you talk to them in either in your DMs, your sales process, or even in your coaching. Okay. Then what you can also do if you want to hit a bit of a broader market, okay, this is for broad person. Okay. This is for mums. This is for women. This is for anyone who's wanting to get strong, who is currently struggling with broad language, so broad results, who's currently struggling with getting strong. Okay, it's completely different. If you can't do that in one sentence, you're about to waste your time, and I don't want you to do that. Okay, so facts don't make people seen, stories do. Story can come from you, a single client, or a pattern you've seen 100 times. Use a simple structure like this. Okay, I used to, then I realized, now I. That's what this story template makes people actually feel like they're part of this and that you understand and see them. A physique example of this. So if you coach physique examples, clients, I used to smash myself Monday to Friday, then blow up every weekend and blame willpower. Then I realized my weekdays were too extreme. My weekends were just my brain trying not to die. Now I run boring, repeatable nutrition, and that changes, and the changes just keep stacking. Okay. So you're using the I used to smash myself every Monday to Friday, then blow up every weekend and blame willpower. You challenge a common myth or challenging a common belief there. Then I realized my weekdays were too extreme. I was too restrictive. Okay. Once again, challenging a common belief. My weekends were my brain trying not to die. Okay. You're literally getting inside their head and saying, hey, this is exactly what you're going for. I see you and understand you. Now I run boring, repeatable nutrition and the changes just keep stacking. Or you could say, and now I'm in the best shape of my life. I can finally see my abs. I've finally been able to stick to my nutrition. It feels easier than ever. Okay, so when you really run through that story, it just has more weight. It just makes it a lot stronger. And your best client doesn't want another training principle. Okay. They want proof that you've been where they are or walked someone out of it. That's what they're really looking for. So for the next piece of content, don't start with a tip, start with this. I had a client who, or here's how I used to. Okay. Then wrap the lesson around that. Okay. I had a client who was struggling with sciatic pain and that stopped them. I had a client who was two-time world champion who was struggling with sciatic pain. They were scared that they were never going to get back to their full-time lifting because they believed that they had to stop lifting and go to physio to make sure that they could, do all the right things. Okay, if you can wrap your lesson around that story, it makes it much, much stronger. Then you want to give them what I call a little gift bag. Okay, and every piece of content should leave your clients with something they can pick up, take away, and get a transformation straight away with inside of your content. This is not a complete life transformation, though. This is not, I'm going to change your life with this one post. This is not a 12-week plan. It's just one thing they can do or see differently today. It can be one question, one tiny habit, one mistake to stop, one reframe. Okay. Examples of this, okay, is a question. If nothing changed in the next 12 months, what would that cost you in your performance, health, or income? Okay, a habit. Track only dinner for the next 7 days instead of every meal. Okay, that's if someone's just working on, they find tracking too hard. Break it down, make it easier for them. Mistake. Stop changing your program every 2 weeks. Run the same main lifts for 12. Okay, being consistent, doing the boring basics. Reframe. You don't have a motivation problem, you have a clarity problem. Okay, so reframe their thoughts, their language, their mindset around what's going wrong. So when you build out your content, your checklist becomes this. Okay, person. This is for best client, your avatar that you went over in podcast one of this, and very specific moment where they are exactly right now today. Okay, it's Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. What are they doing? Okay, then you're gonna go story, before, after, in a story format. Okay, gift bag. What is one action or shift they can take away today? If you do that for 4 to 8 weeks and people don't start DMing you, dude, it's like you're reading my mind. Then you need to sharpen the language even more. Okay. Do that and people will start DMing you because that is something that's very, very powerful. You literally get inside their minds and it allows you to show them that you can solve their problem because you deeply, deeply understand it. It's extremely powerful. And for good coaches, because you, especially if you've been a coach in person, okay, if you're an in-person coach, you have the biggest advantage of all of these online coaches that have just come out of nowhere recently because you actually know how to coach people. You've had experience of coaching them in person, and what they cannot replicate or cannot replace is your actual experience and you understanding those little details that take someone from stuck to unstuck within, you know how it is. Like literally within 30 seconds sometimes we can get people moving amazingly. It's just an incredible process. You just need to transfer that onto social media and you'll have an incredible business in no time. So principle number four is building a language bank. Okay. And so the fastest way to sound like someone's in your head, and honestly, this right here, this piece of information will completely change your life. Okay. Stop guessing their language and start stealing it. You already have all the data from any sales call you've ever had, any consultation, any DMs, any check-ins, any testimonials. We're turning that into a language bank. When you use someone's language, you're speaking the same language. You're speaking to them, and they're like, this person really does understand me because they're saying the same words as I am. They're saying it in the same way I am. And the reason you're doing that is because you've listened to your client, you've listened to your customers, you listen to people who want your coaching, and now you understand them. When people know that you care because you've listened, then they care about you and your program. So, step one is what you got to do is capture. Okay. So, record your sales calls with permission, of course. Screenshot check ins and wins. Save testimonials and thank you messages because that is very, very powerful. Not to be creepy, but to stop writing generic content. Okay. The best clients you are going to get are already your current clients, and you just need to speak the way that they've been speaking to you. Step number two is scan for five phrase types. Okay, look for exact sentences around this. Pain. I'm sick of. I feel like. What stresses me out is desires. I just want to. Best case, I'd love. If this actually worked, it would mean. Okay, identify values. I'm the kind of person who I care a lot about. I never want to be the person who, okay? Objections and fears. I'm worried that my last time I tried this, my biggest fear is surprise wins. What I didn't expect was the best part so far has been copy them exactly and don't tidy them up. Okay, so all of this language here is like you don't need to change their language to make it sound more marketing or more, more like it's meant to be. Use their exact language. The biggest thing I see with coaches is they try to become marketers. You don't need to become a marketer. You need to be a good coach by listening to what people are saying and then replaying it back to them. That's how you become an incredible coach, is how you use the art of coaching. And that's all content and leadership and brand is. Okay. And I'll probably do a podcast on what I believe and understand brand to be after spending $100,000 on this stuff. Next, step number three is you want to build the bank. Create a simple document. Okay. Exact quotes, categories, what we just covered, the avatar type and notes. If you get 10 quotes a week and you speak to your clients all the time, that's 120 plus phrases in 3 months. Okay. Now you have your hooks, your captions, your email subject lines, your sales page bullets, your scripts. These come from their words and not yours. It makes creating content much more simple. It makes the art of doing this stuff on social media demystified. And it's when you do that, that's when people say, this is freakly. I literally said that last week. Okay. So principle number five is proof and story engine. What we're going to do here is get you to show people like them winning. Once you know who you're talking to, how they describe their world, you need to show them people like you, like them winning with you. Rotate these five proof types, okay? Before, after lesson, okay? These are screenshot proof, behind the scenes coaching, live clips, Q&A, client spotlights. We actually have a custom GPT I built that is our 5x proof engine. If you want that, just either comment 5x proof on this or send me a message at Dylan Limitless on Instagram, and I'll send you this 5x proof engine that'll unpack all of these for you. But just to repeat, rotate these five pieces of proof, where they were before, where they are after now, and the lesson that took them forward. Screenshots of proof, behind the scenes coaching, live clips, Q&A, client spotlights, case studies, where were they at? So what a before and after lesson looks like: before in their words, after in their words, lesson. One simple takeaway that your audience can use. Screenshot of proof, check-ins, PRs, win messages, captions. This is what it looks like when Avatar finally fixes problem. Behind the scenes coaching, show your thinking, why you changed their program nutrition. This builds trust in your brain and this builds trust in your brain, not just your biceps. Live clips, Q&A. Hook with their exact question, answer, and end with a gift bag. Client spotlights, where they started in their language, where they are now, and what surprised them most. So this is you can be like this can be your interviewing your clients. Rotate rotate those, and you'll never run out of ways to show receipts. Okay, so. Now is your homework, and I don't want us to stay theoretical. This is literally why my clients are charging more, they're getting better clients, and their businesses are long-term and sustainable. Everyone's going to talk about quick hacks. Okay, and this stuff here is really, really simple. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's extremely powerful. And like, I just want to show you how to build a business that's not like get five clients now. It's to get the best clients and keep them for years. Because what no business coach will tell you is that getting more clients is not your issue. Keeping clients is the issue. If you get one client who stays for 12, 18, 24 months, it's much, much better than someone that stays for 6 to 12 weeks. Okay, you look at all of the money numbers. If you've gone from other podcasts, turn to money models and stuff like that, these are the sort of people, when you speak to them like this, they will never leave your program and you'll be able to build a business consistently. You don't have to become this internet marketing sensation. You just need to attract the right people who are ready for your best work. That's exactly what you need. So do this homework now, and I don't want to stay theoretical. Task one, build one post using one person, one story, and one gift bag. Okay, pick your best client right there before, thereafter, what actually changed. Structure it like this. So the person, this is for avatar in this situation. Write it down. Story, where are they? Where were they before? Where are they now? In a story format. My client Jenny was XYZ, now she is. Okay. Gift bag, one thing they can do or see differently today. That's all content is, and that's what hits. Okay. So, task number two is start your language bank. Okay. Take one sales call or check in, pull out three pain quotes, three desire quotes, one to two surprise wins. Post that into a doc called Language Bank. Just use a Google Doc, doesn't have to be fancy. It could literally be a notes on your phone, whatever. It could be written down in a piece of paper. Do those two tasks, and you're already speaking clearer than 90% of coaches online. I guarantee you don't need a big following if you do this really, really well. If you want help with this, I built a free tool as well. It's called the Avatar Architect GPT. It walks you through everything we've covered today and it makes it very, very simple. Okay, it allows you to extract everyone's pains, desires, and values, and it'll give you an avatar card, which basically spits out everything that you need to know about your clients and really speak to it. If you want that, DM me avatar at Dylan Limitless on Instagram, and I will send you the link. And if you want to go deeper, this series leads into my live workshop, UnInvisible, of how to make your best clients actually see you and come to you. In 90 minutes, we define your best clients properly, build an attraction offer, and map a simple content to DM system so that you're not guessing. Basically, we take away all the guesswork. We do this with you so that you can understand this and use it straight away. If you're a coach who's great at what you do and sick of being the best kept secret, DM me, coach, and I'll send you all the details. In our next episode, part three, which is dropping tomorrow, we're going to turn all of this into a weekly system so your clients come to you, becomes normal and not a fluke. Until then, talk to one person, use their words, give them one useful gift bag every time you post, and you'll find out more of these dream clients start to show up. Talk soon.